Right now, we are following developing news out of the Middle East and the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Israel has confirmed that it has received the remains of 3 more hostages from Gaza, identifying them as soldiers killed in the October 7th attack. Hamas has yet to return the remains of 8 hostages, a key part of that ceasefire agreement. Also this morning, Gaza says Israel has handed over the bodies of 45 Palestinians. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is live for us in Tel Aviv. So, Robert, where do things stand right now?
Well, without question, Nicole, this has all gone much more slowly than it was supposed to, because remember, all the hostages, both living and dead, were supposed to be returned on that first day of the deal that was struck. And we're getting into the territory of this being nearly a month ago that all of this began. You are seeing progress being made. Another 3 bodies being returned overnight here, all 3 of them belonging to IDF troops. One of them, to make mention of here, the remains of Omer Nutra, an American. His remains were returned overnight. He was one of the 2 American remains that were still being held inside of Gaza. He was killed on October 7th, and his remains had been held inside of the enclave since. That is a major development here for the administration. But there are still 1 set of American hostage remains inside of Gaza. Those would be the remains of Itai Hen, whose father, Ruby, we have spoken with extensively, who has become one of the faces of the hostage crisis over these last 2 years. And his messaging has remained unchanged from the very beginning. In order to get this deal to its fruition point across the finish line, pressure must be applied on Hamas by the entire international community. Take a listen.
The hostages need to not be an asset for Hamas, but a liability in order for them to enable what they claim is the interest of the people that are in Gaza, which is getting that humanitarian aid.
What you still continue to see on the ground here in Israel is an unabashed, unmoving stance that this is not over until all hostage remains are returned home. Even over the weekend, once again, we thought we might see these scenes dissipating. They have not. The large gatherings in Hostage Square, people demanding all the hostage remains be returned. As you pointed out, Nicole, we're now down to 8 that are still inside of Gaza, and the energy and the demands for all of this to be resolved are not going to end until all 8 are back here on Israeli soil. Nicole.
So, Robert, as this ceasefire, which is fragile, continues to hold, what is the situation like inside Gaza, and where do we go from here?
Well, of course, there's a lot of attention being paid by the international community to the humanitarian situation inside of Gaza, namely the flowing of humanitarian aid. There are still portions of the enclave in which it is still difficult to get food to the people who are there. As the Israelis said today, there are still pockets of Gaza that are controlled by Hamas. There are still areas in which it is not easy to navigate the enclave. But then there's the other side of this coin as well. You have this new video which was released by Central Command, the United States, showing what they contend is Hamas looting some of these aid convoys that have been going inside of Gaza, attempting to deliver aid there. That has been a criticism that we've heard coming from the U.S. side more and more in recent days, calling on Hamas to back down, let the aid go where it needs to go in order to get food into the hands of people who need it most.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.